Man, Shai is nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at basketball.
Shai is just that dude, bro. Just offensively, just skilled.
I love Shai. I love Shai's game.
He's gotten better each year. He's been consistent each year.
My whole life is consistent. Everything I do.
I would say the hardest player in the NBA to guard is probably Shai.
Shai, hey Gardner.
You're not blocking the shot.
You could have guarded that? Like,
I got one more thing to say. He's too humble to say it, but this is the MVP right here.
Shai was kind of the, not necessarily unknown guy, but I don't think he was McDonald's All-American. I think he was like the lowest ranked out of the guy. I think he was still like top 50 or whatever, but he was like the lowest ranked out of all the guys. And we go and we play pickup. I'm like, yo, I think he's gonna be the best player on the team. I truly believed that at the time. And then like midway through the season, he ends up taking a starting spot, and now he's an MVP candidate. So just what I saw from him back then, and just his poise, the way he plays, his length. Obviously, he's a lot stronger than he was at the time. He's just continued to grow. And being that tall, being that crafty, being that strong, that's a tough cover for any team. Obviously, he averaged 30 last year for a reason, and just a lot of credit to what he's becoming.
He's gotten better each year. He's been consistent each year. And I think now he's taking on like a different level of superstardom. And yeah, he's just continuing to grow, man. He's my pick for MVP this year. He's been the most consistent. I'm looking for bigger and better things for him, man. He's one of them ones that's gonna be in the conversation. You know, he's one of them rare guards that we get that's bringing back the midi, and he's perfecting his 3 balls gotten a lot more tighter. His bag has gotten deeper. You know what I'm saying? Shout to Shai, man, and his growth and his work, man, because you can't get there without the work. Feel me?
I don't like to rain on people's parade, but I'm not happy with this one. Congratulations to Joker. You are the best big man in the league, but based on everybody's criteria, my criteria, stat stuffer, you guys' criteria, #1 seed, which team has a better record, I felt Shai Alexander deserved it. I've been #2 a lot, and I played my ass off #2, so the fact that he has to start all over next year and try to win it again, I know that's gonna be hurtful for him. Hopefully he uses this to motivate him to win a championship, but I thought Shai Gilgeous Alexander, one of only a few players that had 30 points 50 times. Because again, I felt I was robbed 2 or 3 times. But again, no disrespect to the Joker, but me personally, I would have gave it to Shai.
hey, it's funny because I seen Doc Rivers, he was like, talking about that. He was like, yeah, I did not want to trade Shai Gilgeous Alexander. And I was like, damn, Doc.
He had to, though.
Had no choice.
Is Shai better than Paul George?
Today? Yes.
No.
Today, yes.
Y'all got Paul George up.
No, we don't. Paul George is cold.
I'm taking Shai, bro.
They got a star there.
Shai's the most underrated player in the league, bro. I remember you said it. You was like, he got that Kobe, bro. I'm telling you, he got that. When people say the most underrated player, every year I think of somebody else that's just like nobody's talking about. Shai the most underrated, hardest player to guard in the league, bro.
He gets downhill, attacks those angles, and when he gets into that, point of contact with his body, all it takes is just that off arm, like kind of like little chicken wing, gets you off balance. Or if you want to counter it and try to be physical and hold your ground, then it looks like you just launch him into the 3rd row and he's going down. So it's one of those things where he has those things. He has the angles, he has a change of direction and the physicality, and then the touch to go along with it. It's what makes him really elite.
I had a rude awakening with Shai one time too. He was young. He was with the Clippers at this point. He was young.
Got you.
And I was younger, but not young at this point. I think I was with Toronto. This is one of my defensive years. I picked Shai up full court. It was a bad idea. It was moving fast. and I was still young enough to keep up. I was fast enough, but I didn't know he had the shoulder like that.
Yeah.
And he'd get big shoulder, stop on a dime, behind the back, pause. And his shot is funky, so you don't believe in it, but it's cash. You're gonna hit threes, mid-range, everything. He had scored a couple baskets. I'm like, all right, let me pick this up full court one time. Picked him up full court. I'm like, let me see what he really about. He showed me really about. He sprinted, same thing. Boom, big shoulder. I took the big shoulder, came back, hit the mid-range. I contested it as best I could test it. Shit was cash. And all I heard was, bust his ass, Shai. And I think so it wasn't like a shock to them.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They knew.
Yeah.
I'm like, he does this. I'm like, all right, let me respect this young guy a little bit more. Let me not pick him up full court next time.
Yeah. And he has the fear factor. And what I mean by that is when he's on the court, the other players like, no, you got him, you got him. You can always tell, and Vince knows, and these guys know this, when somebody's guarding you, and the second they get a chance to switch or get off of you or like.
Or they start asking for help.
Yes.
Where's my help?
He has that fear factor. He gives his team belief, which you can't measure in a stat, because he can start 3 for 11 and then take over a game. That quality is still there.
And I'm gonna go further than that. He does a great job, what you mentioned, he gets his other guys involved. That's what young stars need to understand when they come in this league. Yes, you want to score, but you make the game easy for you in the second half, particularly in the fourth quarter, when you have other guys going. Now you can just, the world is your oyster. You can just eat. And he did that.
He understands that by him screening and him kind of being into action sometimes as false stuff opens up the floor. If I can't get a shot off, it just gives him more space to kind of maneuver around, and he understands, kind of giving himself up to get a better shot. And there's kind of way we play, like the ball kind of finds him regardless, and he understands that. So
yeah, and the thing I always give him credit for is he wants to be a participant in a great team. He doesn't just want to be a great player. He's been a great factor in that up until this point, and he backs it up with the way he plays. And so he creates great space for his teammates. For a guy that is as talented and as ambitious as he is, he's just got an incredible balance of that.
Man, it's been really cool playing with Shai, because one of the biggest things from the younger generation as they come through the NBA, you can't tell what hand they are. Like the way Shai uses his off hand is crazy. It's a lot of plays, like we'll be in a timeout and I'll be like, look, Shai, when I used to go by people, this is the play that I would run. So now we're gonna run it for you. You know what I mean? So his ability to get to the rim and his ability to draw fouls and all that, it's been cool to see.
My rookie year, his second year, you have Chris Paul, you got Dennis Schroeder, you got all these different guys, and no one was expecting us to win. Like, we started figuring it out.
Yeah.
But Shai was like a big part to it. And when I would have conversations with him, you could tell like he wanted more. Shai was like beyond like, I just gotta play well so I can make sure I get a second contract. Like,
I'm trying to take over this.
Yeah, like I want the ball more. Like I want the ball more. And then the next year when he came back, he just kept adding to his game.
Mm-hmm.
He kept adding to his game. So over time, you knew it's like
he was evolving.
He tough.
But yeah, he's super competitive. And our team doesn't really lack that. I like our practices. Like even the one we had today was fun. Yeah. I forget where.
Was there an incident today?
No, there's never like any like brawls, but like we always exchange words, and like our practices are really competitive. So it's always fun to practice, but it's probably still in there shooting.
He's probably still in there shooting?
Yeah.
So he's a gym rat?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That was good for me, especially my first year, because I ended up like just going with him and I was able to kind of learn from that. So now like I'll stay after too, and like I feel like that's really infectious with the team.
I mean, you see what's so special about him on the court, when he picks that ball up. But honestly, if you didn't see all the highlights and the Instagram followers and stuff, if you were just around him every day and didn't know about all that, you'd think he's a regular person. He laughs and jokes with us, the same as the last guy on the roster, which I think is great for our team because, it doesn't create that hierarchy, doesn't, nobody feels like they're not good enough to talk to this person about this. We're kind of just, everybody's on the same level, which is huge for us.
And that's good when your stars like that.
Yeah,
it definitely
great leader too.
Man, I mean this when I say it, and I try not to get emotional when I talk about Shai, man, because that was my first year living without my family, right? Without my wife and my kids in LA. And man, Shai, he just a basketball head, right? You show me somebody love basketball and crazy about their family, then me and them gonna be tight, right? And so Shai would come over to my house before practice just to eat, because I had a chef. You know what I'm saying? Night after games, Shai at my house, him and Darius Baisley, Lou Dort, or whatnot. When I play in Toronto, he ain't even my teammate no more, and his mom and dad come to the game. You know what I'm saying? Shit, the night before we played them, he was here. And me and Shai played together for 1 year. For 1 year, man. And I tell you, man, he's so good when it come to hooping, and he's just an even better person, and I mean that.